Yay, I have some people on here. I just ran upstairs because I forgot something, but now I have it. I have some notes for today. I wanted to share with you a big announcement. Um, it's kind of exciting for me. I know a lot of you chimed in, checked out our live stream before, and that's when I was having some thoughts. Um, I was really hurt, unexpected, just thinking that, maybe Naomi doesn't have enough, and also reevaluating why I'm homeschooling, why I've chosen to homeschool her as a family, as a mom, in the situation that she is in with her special need, or I don't know what to call it anymore, special needs or disability. That's a really good question to ask for a future video. But with the Down syndrome and all the things that she's having to work through, is homeschooling the best route? Just reevaluating all of that, just because I did have one of her speech therapist to be exact, comment saying that public school would be good for her. This is kind of a recap of that video. And yay, I'm getting hearts. Hey, Hannah. So I have been working very diligently for the last month and a half on trying to figure out what we are going to do. I have been interviewing lots of speech therapists, at least 5 in the last month, talking to my husband on what we should do. Should we keep her? Or should we move on? Well, I'm happy to announce, and no, I'm not pregnant. No, I'm just saying that because everybody has a big announcement they're pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Hi. Hi, guys. But we have found a new speech therapist, and it is official. We said goodbye to our old speech therapist on Thursday. I didn't want to say anything yet on YouTube, or my close friends knew. I didn't want to say anything yet. I think you guys, I hinted around on some of the comments, like, that's a great idea. When you said find a new speech therapist, I was like, great idea. Awesome. Or a smiley face. And I'm like, I wish I could say more. But we were in that process of thinking. And I did want to thank all of you guys who got on here, gave me a lot of support. I was not expecting. I thought I was just going to, be on and use this as a sounding board. I didn't think I was going to get so much feedback during the live stream. Hey, guys. And it was so touching. It was so moving. It warmed my heart like you would not believe. And it made me feel like not only was it confirmation that I was doing the right thing, it was just encouraging. It was encouraging, completely encouraging in the Lord. So I wanted to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, just for allowing me to make my voice heard in your households, in your ear, wherever, in your car, and then turning around and feeding into my life and feeding into my family's life, because that was a very pivotal point in our decision. So I just wanted to thank you guys for that. So let me just tell you a little. By the way, there are 3 things I'm going to share today that I want to share today if I have time. The last one's kind of hard, so that one might be like short and sweet, but I'm going to share it anyway. That one's the one I'm most nervous about. But the speech therapist, so we said goodbye Thursday. I love her, okay? Despite the fact that we have difference in opinions on how we should approach things, I loved her. Her and Naomi had an amazing relationship. We would make comments like, do you want to go see? And then I'm not going to say her name, but we would say it, and then she would get excited and clap, and she loved her. Both, it was reciprocal. And unfortunately, the company that there were a couple things too, the philosophy, but the company that she worked with, she did have her hands tied because it was a clinical setting as opposed to a private company. So there was a lot of that. There was a lot of pushing for, I don't know if you're familiar, I have it with me. It's the device, but we never actually, we're in the process of getting the talker device. Basically, oh my gosh, I can show you. It's, I don't know if you can see that. This is it right here. Where, she'll say, I don't even know if you can hear it, but it says it, the volume's down, that's why. But I never wanted to follow through because I was scared that it was more of a, hey, Naomi's never going to talk. now I have to replace her talking with a machine. And I didn't like that. I wanted to strictly teach her sign language, and I wanted to push her to talk. So it took a while. Actually, it took the new speech therapist that we're stepping into to convince me it was a good idea, because of there's words on there. There's words on there. I know I'm gonna say hi every time I see something pop up on the chat, and sometimes they like fade away. So I'm gonna try my best to like catch it before it fades away. So so with we would, I forgot what I was saying. The touch chat. We were using the touch chat. It has the words at the bottom of the box. So if it's good, it says GOOD. And I realized that this was also going to help her with her language, her reading language. Uses, okay, Owego. I don't know what Owego is. This one's called touch chat. I don't know if anybody uses the touch chat. So anyway, the point is that we went ahead and I said yes to getting it. So we're in the process of getting like an actual device specifically for Naomi, and the new speech therapist is going to be using this. Now the thing is they were really pushing a lot of this on her, and there was no other exercises happening. It to me, every time I went in to observe, it was always touch chat, touch chat, touch chat, and there was nothing else going on. And so that's one thing when I was interviewing the speech therapist that we really focused on, because I wanted to make sure that Naomi was learning more than just how to use a computer during speech therapy. What's cool about the new speech therapist, though, is one, she is very, very homeschool friendly. I told her we were going through actually the old paperwork from the previous speech therapist, the evaluation. And on the evaluation, she could tell, and I could tell after going through it, that there was a lot of, pulling down the drop-down menu and clicking on, thank you, Katie. Zahara, is that how you say your name? I know I see you comment a lot. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Is it Zahara? But thank you for commenting so much. Anyway, so, wow, getting back, it's so hard to flip. It was a drop-down menu that she would just pick and choose, and you can tell that you could tell that's what she was doing. One of them is we were going to be incorporating things that were happening on at home into speech therapy. So if we were studying bugs, for example, we were going to bring that into her speech therapy and working on different sounds with the bugs and stuff like that. Well, that definitely was not happening. Oh, good, I said it right. I told that, we were talking about that with the new speech therapist, and she was like, oh, no. If you are studying bugs in your household, we're going to be in my office going, bugs. We're going to be pulling out butterflies. Oh, thank you. And I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth between the chat and talking. So you're going to have to, the last announcement will make a lot of sense to you why I'm doing that. So we're going to be doing all of those things in the room, which made me absolutely thrilled. Another thing that I'm really excited about with the new speech therapist is that she works very, very closely. Actually, it was our occupational therapist that recommended her to us. Naomi's occupational therapist is very homeschool friendly. I don't even know if I should say this. I think we're okay, because I'm not mentioning names. When I told her about the situation with the speech therapist, she was, incorporate what you study. Oh, thank you. When, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. Oh, thank you. Okay, so that's really interesting. Okay. Back to what I was saying. I'm going to have to go back and read the comments. I'm going to not have to read the comments while they're popping up. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so back on track. Occupational therapist is amazing. Works really, really closely with this speech therapist. The occupational therapist, very homeschool friendly. So when I was talking to her about what the speech therapist had told her, she was like, oh, no. She says there are kids that are in the classroom all day long in public school or private school, and then they come, parents pick them up from school, bring them into my office, and we have to, because the physical therapy and OT work together, and aquatherapy work together. The three of them are already connected, and we have to re-teach them everything because they've been stuck at a desk all day long, and all the things that we've worked on, they're stiff. That's the one thing she said. They're really, really stiff, and we're having to just basically break all of that off of them when she comes to OT. So she said over the summers, we really work with them. They're starting to get, routine down. We're starting to get, movement, and then all of a sudden they put them back into the school system and they're stiff again, and everything that they worked on over the summer just is, because they're only in occupational therapy and physical therapy, maybe 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 hours a week, but they're in the public school system or private school system or just sitting in a chair for hours. So there's definitely a disconnect there. And she's like, what the OT was like, what you're doing with homeschooling them is far above and beyond better than you even know. So let me tell you who I have to recommend to you. I work very closely. A lot of my clients go to her, and they talk on the phone about kids. That's something that's important to me, is when the occupational therapist, the physical therapist, her aqua therapist, and now her speech therapist are all going to be communicating individually with each other, talking about Naomi's progress, talking how they can let's call it cross-pollinate the different types of therapies. And okay, maybe she's using her device in speech. How can she incorporate that into her physical and occupational therapy? So that's something that I'm super duper excited about, something that I've learned over this course of a month and a half. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing, which is not going to be as long. The next two are not going to be as long-winded as this. And also, if you guys have any questions, feel free to stick them down in the chat. I did do this. I did pull up my video on my phone or on this iPad, so I can go back and look over your comments if I miss them. Because like I said, they pop up and then they fade away, and then sometimes I miss it. So if you guys have any questions, I will get to those in a little bit at the end. So the second thing that I want to share with you is just seeking out, because I realize, okay, there's a lot of philosophies with homeschooling, and I respect every single one of them. I admire those that can homeschool effectively. Unschooling. I admire those that can unschool effectively. I think that is definitely a route that I might take with Naomi. I don't really know yet. I admire those who do Charlotte Mason. I admire those who can commit themselves to classical education. But also finding what fits best with our family is a challenge that I have to work through. And because of this process, I have obviously with the boys and Hannah, we're changing things up because of this. And I'll explain that obviously in another video. But with Naomi and her learning, I realized she's in preschool, and there's some things that I want to teach her. I know there's a lot of philosophies on that, but I know that one of my goals for her is I really, really want her to read. I feel like reading is very foundational. Plus our family, we read. That's like our big thing. We read. Okay. So I want her to read. I'm just leaving it at that. And I want to have, also there's a lot of little preschool things that I absolutely adore doing with the kids. There's so many things that you can do with Play-Doh that I don't even know that I want to learn. There's so many things you could do with learning how to write that I don't know, that I want to learn. I want to play with Naomi. I don't know. I want to play with her. Let's just be honest. And that was one of the things that made me very sad to think about putting her in public school. I'm going to miss out on all these really fun things that we could do together. So I was looking for different curriculum, different thought. Okay. So what I actually got, Devin, you have to go back to the beginning. There's big announcements first. I'm on like the second announcement. So sorry, I just saw that pop up. So, and if you have any questions, of course, leave it down in chats. Oh my gosh, I can't read them right now because then I'm going to get distracted. I get to them at the end. I'm going to get to them at the end. Okay, so I found this company called Whiz Kids Academy, and they do a program called Exceptional. It's an Exceptional Academy. It's not a school. Okay, it's not a school, it's not accredited, it's just an online program, basically. and they give you curriculum. They actually give you videos where the teacher is teaching the curriculum. So there's a lot of different ways to go about it. So we went ahead, and I'm working on the process of trying to get the scholarship to pay for it. They want some more information about the company, and I'm trying to provide it to the scholarship, the Gardner scholarship that we have, which is like $10,000 a year for her education, which is why Florida is amazing when it comes to having a child with a disability. And they just opened it up, by the way, as a side note. So if you're interested about the scholarship, let me know, and I can send you the information. But I mean, basically, you just go to Step Up for Students. Amazing scholarship. So we're trying to get them to pay for it. They do give you about an hour worth of video, and then twice a week you do circle time with a teacher. You watch videos, they ask them questions. I like it because I'm sitting with Naomi on the sidelines and I'm watching somebody work with her, and I'm able to pick up on some of those nuances, okay? And with the actual video curriculum, they also send you stuff in the mail. It's basically, just to be like just out there, it's learning without tears, handwriting without tears, and they're just teaching that. That's what they're doing. So what I do, I don't do the videos with Naomi. I watch the videos on my own time, and then I'll work with Naomi, because then I get to pick up on all those little things that I want to do with her, like taking our time to trace the numbers, taking our time to put, counting the tiles with the letters. I don't know. It's been really good. We've been doing it for a month and a half. So that's one of the things that we changed with Naomi's homeschooling, which, I mean, it's preschool. We've been homeschooling her since birth. All of this is homeschooling. But it's not work. It's actually really, really fun for me to do that. And that's just something that we've added to avoid public school. No, I shouldn't say that. But we've added to her just to give her some more opportunities with learning. And it's really fun. And she enjoys it because it's mommy and Naomi time. Of course, we're reading a lot. If I can find something to supplement it, like if they're doing a book, if she reads a book on the video, if I have another book that kind of is like their book, I'll do that book instead, and we'll curl up and read and do that family time. So yeah, that's like, so that's what we're doing. Whiz Kids Academy, they're great. They're new. They're fairly new. So if that's something, check it out. They have different prices and stuff. But like I said, I'm working on getting the scholarship to pay for it. So if you have that scholarship, I'll let you know if they do end up paying. They should. I just have to give them some more stuff. So the third announcement, okay, so this one's hard for me because I've been back and forth on whether or not to make this confession on my channel, because recently it has become very clear. We have not sought an official diagnosis, but it's very, very clear that Naomi does, along with the Down syndrome, and of course, because sensory processing disorder is all connected into that, she does have ADHD. I think that's pretty obvious for most people. I think that it goes along. ADHD goes along with autism. It goes along with, sensory processing disorder and ADHD are just connected, like all over the place. So I know this because I used to work in the private school. I taught Title I, which I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. Title I is a pull-out program for kids that need extra tutoring. We did that. We went into the private schools and did that. We were contracted through, I don't know all the stuff, but I know I wasn't hired by the private school. I was by an outside source, brought in to work privately with the private school kids. It's also low income, but I want to say, I would say 100%, but not to say 95% of the kids had a learning disability or had autism, were on the spectrum, we didn't have any Down syndrome kids. Actually, the funny thing is I never worked with any Down syndrome. That was the only disability that I never worked with. I had cerebral palsy, I had autism, Asperger's, you name it, but I never had Down syndrome, which is ironic. But, little side note. But I did work a lot. And why am I telling you this? Okay, so Naomi, knowing that and knowing Naomi has ADHD, there was an official diagnosis, because if I'm going to get an official diagnosis, the only purpose of that would be to see if she needs medication, because all the other stuff they're checking anyway. I'm not going to put her on medication. Obviously, at this young age, especially, the OT thinks she has ADHD. Anyway, so ADHD is coming up, and I want to start incorporating ADHD a little bit more into my channel because I know a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people struggle with ADHD without even realizing that they're struggling with ADHD. For example, when your kid may be hyperactive, they're banging their heads on their wall, they're constantly moving and fidgeting, they're always having to have some kind of toy in their hand to calm themselves down, or maybe they're staring outside the window at objects, or they change the subject constantly, or they can't stay focused, or you tell them to do something and then they're completely distracted. So I do have another kid in my family that has been diagnosed with ADHD, but they do not want me to talk about that ever on the channel. They want me to keep that private. So I haven't really talked about that in general, but knowing that Naomi, she has it. And also the hardest confession for me is I have ADHD, which I don't usually talk about on my channel. So I struggle with it, which that's when I said it'll make much more sense later on when I'm jumping, because I do jump from topic to topic a lot. And that's why there's editing involved. I know you said something, Katie. I totally missed it. But so I am going to start just here and there incorporating a little bit of it, seeing how it does on the channel. There are so many things right now that are going through my mind that I want to do videos on. I don't know if you're going to like them or not, and I'm testing the water. I think I have 30 ideas, and I can't do all of them. This is where my brain goes, whoa, which one to do? So if you have any ideas of what kind of video topics that you guys might like to see on my channel, you know, leave that in the chat, leave that in the comments. I'll probably see the comments if this is like a replay. So leave it in the comments. If you're watching this again, let me know what you think. And I'm just kind of, 30 ideas, Katie, for real. Have you seen my planner? No, I know I've showed you my planner. Have you seen the inside of it yet? But no, I have like 30 ideas that I'm just bouncing around, and I know that I won't be able to do all of them. So leave me a comment if you have any ideas to help me kind of narrow down those topics a little bit more. So that's pretty much it. Okay, chat. I gotta see what you guys are asking questions of. Okay. So excited. Hi, nice to see you. Okay, I don't know what a WeGo is. Katie says, I'm so glad you found someone who will use multiple avenues for communication. Okay, awesome. Yay, Ashley's on here. See, I don't even know. There's 33 of you guys. I don't know who's on here. So yeah, say hi. So you have to be able to work with people to get the best for your lovely daughter. Well done. That's Trisha. I hope I'm saying that right. Good morning, Leilani. So glad that you found someone to incorporate what you're studying. Awesome. Okay. Looking at the whole picture. Wow, you've joined a therapy that has, okay, yes. It's awesome that we have found therapy that will join up and talk. Yeah, I think that's like the best route. Okay, Anna says, or just making it work. The excitement in your face and voice with all of this is evident of your pure delight in her and motherhood. Well, I will say part of it is the excitement on being live on YouTube, because that gets exciting. And seeing all these comments and feedback, like it just warms my heart, like you wouldn't believe, because I feel like I'm talking, and I don't know, it feels like a relationship with you guys. I love that. I thrive off of people, being around people. So I get excited. That's all. I just do. Okay. Maria says, my daughter has autism, chromosome deletion. I don't know what that is. Microcephaly and other diagnosis. And my son has ADHD. Oh, thank you, Maria. I love your channel. I don't know what that is. I have to look that up because I'm very, very curious. I know what autism is. I know what ADHD is. But that's a lot. I feel like with sometimes of these diagnoses, they just build. Like you get one diagnosis and then they just build. There's more. And they start to pile up, and then you just kind of go, help. That's it. Oh, it's a brain condition. Okay. Yeah. And so I just, yeah. And I'm even seeing that with Naomi, like and even with the one child of mine that has ADHD, it was just building upon, but I feel like it's all connected with that frontal lobe. Even we never really finished my diagnosis for me. I just threw my hands up and I went, I don't know what else to do. I'm more like, but the only reason I like the diagnosis, finding out what, I hate labels. Okay. I hate the idea of having labels. I mean, so did my dad. But our alphabet soup, yeah, you just collect letters. I could make a joke right now, but I'm not going to on live. I'll like share that joke privately, Katie. Okay, so I don't like labels. I don't like labeling my kids as something, but I like knowing if there's a diagnosis, what it's like, because then you can see the diagnosis and go online and there's all these like top ways to help. So with dyslexia, you can go online, or dysgraphia, the math one, or not dysgraphia. Oh my gosh. Dyscalculia, there's so many different ways. I think it's dyscalculature is how you're supposed to say it. The math one, for example, doing color coding, circling when you're doing, like addition and you have multiple digits, like thousandths place, and you can circle each one. You can use a different color for each step. The ideas with dyslexia, you can cut out a little piece of cardboard and put on each word as they read through the passage. So there's all these little tips you can do to kind of help them build their encouragement, also give them some tools that they can use. So I like that. That's the side of things that I like, because these kids, they need the confidence and they need the support to help them to get from point A to point B. And they don't usually work, like their brains don't work the way I would say like mine does, but mine doesn't work. Their brains don't always work the same way that I guess they would call them neurotypical children. I don't know. I don't like all these terms, but they need different things than what we're used to teaching those kids, if that makes sense. I don't like all these terminologies, but you get the point, what I'm trying to say. Okay. I'm going to keep reading. So yeah, awesome. Somebody said, yes, talk more ADHD. I'm curious. Girl, you ain't telling us nothing we didn't know. The more of us who say we have ADHD as adults, the less of a stigma there will be. Welcome. You already knew I had ADHD. You probably could pick that up very easily. I think a lot of people, when I say that I have it, they're like, okay, nothing new. Like they kind of already knew it. But yeah. But some people refer to, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff out there. Like some people say people with ADHD are superheroes. I don't know. I'll take that compliment. But it does require different tools. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of us. A lot of us. Hi, Ashley. Ashley is doing a live stream, Joyful Noise Learning. She's also doing a live stream later today at 2 o'clock. I think Eastern Standard Time, right? If you guys have time, check out hers. I'm going to try to. If I don't catch it live, I'm going to catch the replay. We like to call it our alphabet soup, which I read that one. Yes, all the diagnoses just add up. Yeah. And then Anna says, just making it work. WeGo is a device to use with those that are nonverbal. The child can push the correct photo of the feeling, food, mood, desire in order to communicate. Okay, so it's kind of like the same thing as Touch Chat. They did, when we went to do her evaluation, Naomi's evaluation, they did give us several options. There was 3 different options. So I'm wondering if WeGo was one of them. It could have been. And then Ashley's laughing, great tips. And then Zahara gives me a little heart face. So I think I got all the questions. Was there anything else that you guys had? Because there's 33 of you guys here. Thank you so much. Just for supporting us, supporting Naomi, and chiming on. I'm really hoping to, I have so many ideas. I'm really hoping to, yeah, give me some ideas on videos, because I want to make sure that what I'm giving, because there's so many different things to talk about, I want to supply with you, or supply to you, what would interest you the most. I know that I have a lot of people on here that watch my videos regularly that are college students that are studying to be occupational therapists, physical therapists, special education, which I think is super, 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 super cool. And then, of course, a lot of parents that do have kids with special needs, as well as homeschool parents. I know I do cater to the homeschool community a lot, and but also more specifically the special needs community. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming on, hanging out with me. I am going to go downstairs and see what the rest of my family is doing. We took today off from school, so so I can do that. No, we're doing another stuff today. So thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now. And yeah, if there's anything else, just leave me comments down in because the live chat, yep, everybody's just kind of smiling. Oh, yes, smiley faces. And I will thank you so much, Trisha. And I will see you guys later. So I'm signing off. Bye.